Hey, it's What the Fuck Show Week 7. Bunny. I hate to say, but probably, possibly, maybe soon, sometime, the show's gonna end up having to stop because I'm having a lot of personal issues with time and moneylessness and joblessness and all that good fun and other personal issues. So just a heads up, they end up not showing up on the site. You know what happened. Yeah, so this week got plenty of new questions. Let's see. First one. How come things always get worse before they get better? That's a lovely question. It's because life fucking sucks. Yeah, an actual good answer for that. Well, that was a pretty good answer if you ask me, because it's the truth in my opinion. But I guess the reason for that is because God hates us all. No, I'm still kidding on that one. No, it's just because things get so shitty, you think they can't get worse, and then everything else just seems that much shittier to you. So, it's probably just it, because everything's crap, it just makes everything that much crappier. And then somebody else asked me about being in fights, how a couple, I'm going to not name any names here, but a couple can be in a fight, and if there's any physical contact, the fight stops immediately, but then if there's no physical contact, the fight continues to keep going. Maybe reason being with that is just the fact that it kind of shakes you to reality, and you realize that, what the hell you're actually doing when it gets physical, which that's not a healthy thing for anybody. But with no physical contact, the reason that the fight lasts is because there's not probably, and I don't know for sure, but there's probably not much communication between either person. And, yeah, so that probably has something to do with it, I wouldn't doubt. Either way, that's a really unhealthy relationship, and it shouldn't last if, it has to come to physical contact. Any relationship where you're constantly getting in fights is not worth it. I was in one where we were fighting all the time, and believe me, it wasn't physical ever, but it really took a toll on me emotionally, fucked up with my head, and it was not good. So probably best suggestion would even be just to end the relationship. Another question. How can someone do you wrong and people tell you to walk away but you just can't? Because depending on the situation, whether it's a friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, there's that emotional attachment there. I've had so many people treat me like shit, and I would bend over backwards and give them the world just to help them and show them that I care about them, and they would continue to stab me in the back, use me, and make my life crappier. But it's just basically emotional attachment, mental, it's something, it's kind of hard to explain, except for the fact that there's a tie in there. If it's somebody that you just met, you're obviously not going to give a shit about them, but someone that you've known a while, someone that you care about, someone that has some type of attachment to you, you're not going to want to just walk away, because there's so much there memory-wise, so much, emotion-wise, that you just don't want to leave. I remember the one time I had a bad relationship, I didn't want it to end, and I let it go on and on and on, and when it did end, it, made me physically sick. I couldn't take it, but it's more or less that emotional attachment and the attachment of what all happened beforehand that makes you not want to break it off. You just have to kind of like jerk yourself to reality and step away from the situation and realize you need to let it go. Oh yeah, here's a good one. I've had 2 people ask me this one. And KR wanted to be mentioned. Thank you, KR. You're the first person to get this. Why do drive-up ATMs have braille? Obviously, you're not going to have some blind motherfucker driving up to an ATM, sitting there trying to figure out what the fuck they're doing, and obviously, they can't really read the screen and what it's saying. Actually, come to think about it, why the hell does any ATM have braille on it? Obviously, when the options pop up on the screen, they're not going to be able to read it, and obviously, there's not going to be any braille popping up on your fucking screen. Because if there is, there's no way to fucking read it with your finger. Drive-up ATMs, that's even more retarded just for the fact blind people aren't going to be driving up to the ATM anytime soon. I'm assuming the reason that they have braille is they probably make massive amounts of buttons, faceplates, whatever, for all ATMs instead of specifically having this for this one and that for that one, because it costs more, obviously, to make 2 different ones versus just one and make a ton of it. So most likely it's just going to end up, that would be the reason, but still all the same. How the fuck is a blind person going to be able to read a screen until they start having pop-up braille that just automatically comes up when your screen changes? Dumbass motherfuckers. Retards. Oh, here's a good one. People that drive, read, and text, and call all at the same time. Yeah. So the other day, I was driving down the street, and I'm sitting here just minding my own business, and all of a sudden this motherfucker almost comes up and sideswipes my car that's ready to explode on me. And I finally take a look over, and he's reading while he's driving. Why the fuck would you read a book while you're driving a humongous vehicle that could kill people? Please, enlighten me on why the hell would someone read a book while they're driving? What the hell? Why don't you just put a TV there and sit back and chew on your fucking popcorn and drive at the same time with your fucking feet? I just wanted to get out of the car, walk over to him, and slap the shit out of that bastard. It's dangerous to do that kind of crap. He almost hit my car. It would have, exploded in my face. Stupid ass hole. I mean, I'm guilty. I text while I drive, but I don't have to look at it while I'm texting. I can sit there and go like this and text while I'm driving and not take my eyes off the road because I have it memorized as to what letters are where. If you can do that, obviously it's fine because you're paying attention to what you're doing. When you're sitting here and you have both hands up on your steering wheel texting and you're staring at that and not the road, you're gonna hit somebody and fucking kill them. And the same thing, I don't know how the hell a person can't hold a phone up here and drive at the same time. It's like talking to somebody sitting in the passenger seat. You don't see people with someone in the passenger seat talking to them and they're like all of a sudden swerving over in your lane. Alright, unless they're like, partially blind or really retarded. But all the same, like, if you can't do it, pull the fuck over. Don't kill somebody. Oh. Here's a big one that I'm bringing up. Meeting people online. Yeah. So as of recently, I've been making quite a few more online friends, seeing as pretty much almost every friend that I have is an online friend. Well, everybody, has different opinions on it. I personally think you should know somebody for a while before meeting them online. Not a couple days, not, I met you yesterday, let's meet tomorrow. No, it's not smart. I do have a story. I'm not going to share it. But all the same, it's not smart. And if people have a problem with it, well, they can deal with it. They don't have to talk to me. As a matter of fact, someone got so pissed at me because they did not want to meet up, or they wanted to meet up with me, but they didn't want to meet up with me with a friend, which obviously that would seem kind of strange now, wouldn't it? you know, he got so pissed off, he's just like, we shouldn't even talk anymore. And he stopped talking to me. I deleted his number, and then like a week later, he starts gradually texting me again. You know, some people are just stupid and they don't get the point that, you know, some people out there are just not dumb. I'm maybe seeming like I'm a worrywart, that I'm overly cautious, overly careful. Well, you know, maybe you should worry about me instead. Yeah. I mean, I look pretty innocent, but I wouldn't give two thoughts about killing a motherfucker any instant. You know, a good majority of the time I have a knife on my person somewhere, and even though it's an illegal knife, you know, doesn't mean I can't just whip it out and, you know, rip out your intestines, play jump rope with them, and then hang you with them later. Doesn't, you know, I mean, yeah, I could be seemingly innocent, which I am most of the time, but it doesn't mean I won't kill a bitch. So yeah, all the same, people need to get it straight. Be careful. I mean, yeah, not everybody's bad, but not everybody's good either. So you don't want to mistake one of the bad ones for one of the good ones, or vice versa, because, well, yeah, you can fuck your shit up. And if anybody ends up trying to force me into shit, and, you know, they think they can cut your motherfucking neck open, I'll bleed you dry, bitch. I will. So don't pull shit on me. But that is all I have for this week. I do have more for next week. Hopefully. But, yeah, anyways, I hope everybody has had an awesome week, and I will talk to you next week. Peace.